Sushi, there's a token of appreciation for you.
Let's help ourselves with snacks. I will wait for Dito Doro. He's at the time. So snacks are at the snack station. Then we come back in 5 minutes.
And compensate the journalist Alex Adonis, who was released 2 years ago. For the 2 years he served in prison, and he was convicted of libel in 2006. I'm sorry, he was released in 2008. Assuming it will indeed happen, the decriminalization of libel presents the press and the media with both a challenge as well as an opportunity. It will require them to raise their capacity for self-regulation beyond its current level of efficiency. A working self-regulatory media regime will require both rigorous media observance of the press and media's own protocols, as well as widespread public understanding of the values, methods, and ethical and professional standards of the press, so that it can effectively monitor and curb media abuse. I will also emphasize the need for a sustained campaign for public media literacy and awareness, not only of those values and standards, but also of the variety and availability of the means of redress available for those aggrieved by media. Some of those means have been mentioned earlier. The ombudsman system, the councils, the press councils, there's a there's the Philippine Press Council, there are regional press councils as well, which are open to accepting complaints from those who feel aggrieved by media. Among journalists in whatever medium, whether print, radio, TV, or online, and even greater emphasis on the rigorous observance and compliance with ethical and professional standards of journalism should be undertaken by journalists and media groups as well as by the schools where journalists, as well as the schools where journalists are trained. The latter will require engagement with the Commission on Higher Education towards raising the standards of instruction in over 100 colleges and universities, offering journalism, broadcasting, mass communication, and communication arts courses. Together with these steps, we also need to strengthen the self-regulatory media mechanisms that already exist, such as the KBP, the Regional National Press Councils, and media monitoring publications, among others, in order to provide the public with accessible and credible means of redress, short of filing of libel suits, which for too long has been the preferred means of addressing media abuse, together, of course, with assassination of journalists. Without these steps, violations of the ethical and professional standards of the press and the media will continue to the detriment of both the journalism profession as well as the public, which is likely to oppose the decriminalization of libel unless it is assured that there are available means of redress for those who have been wronged by the media and the press. The performance of the media shows that self-regulation is failing, but we have no other choice except to make it work. We can immediately do something, for example, about the need to make it work by making sure that the right of reply, among other ethical responsibilities, is honored not only in words but in practice as well. Congress reconvenes on May 7th. Malu has referred to this 4 days after World Press Freedom Day. Ironically, World Press Freedom Day is on May 3rd. And among the bills it is supposed to consider but is not particularly enthusiastic about is the Freedom of Information Bill, of which there are a number of versions that have to be reconciled. Among those bills is the Antonino version, which has a rider making the right of reply mandatory for all of media. As media organizations, media advocacy groups have repeatedly pointed out, the right of reply bill law would be a fundamental assault on the editorial prerogative to decide what to publish, as it compels newspapers, for example, to devote an unlimited number of pages to the reply of anyone who wants or who claims that his or her side of an issue has been denied space in the newspaper in question or in the TV network. But the demand for a right of reply bill is driven by the sense that the press does not always honor it in practice, and in far too many cases habitually ignores it as an ethical and professional responsibility by, for example, presenting only one side of an issue to the exclusion of opposing views. To reiterate, if the press and media do not regulate themselves to the satisfaction of their own ethical and professional standards, let me point this out. It is not to satisfy the standards, the ethical and professional standards of an external agency. What the media have to do is to satisfy its own standards. The government, if it does not do this, the government will find ways to regulate them. The public will continue to be skeptical of the media. And together with the politicians, we will also have ourselves to blame. And by the way, I would like to inform the body that there is a petition urging Congress not to include in a Freedom of Information Act a rider on the right of information. It will be argued in the copies. Thank you. I hope I can go beyond 50 minutes.
Maraming salamat din, Luis. So problema, no? Self-regulation, it's not working. So we need to strengthen it further. And for some reactions, I think we should go ahead first with Herman Tasbani of KBP for the broadcast industry perspective. I will need to start.
Thank you, Red. May approngdi, kanahapon po sa inyong lahat. I am from Iloilo, I've stayed in the country for 20 years. Started my career in broadcasting, Comborado, in Iloilo. And of course, I like to meet also my brethren, a lot of brethren in the fourth state. I'd like to thank Dean Dodoro for that insightful remarks to the status of media today. Indeed, we cannot take issue with the assertion that media have committed lapses in the practice of our journalistic profession, and that some of the mistakes are so blatant that it has generated suggestions of government regulation. It's short of being guilty to the accusation. However, I also would like to point out that steps have been taken to make self-regulation work in this country. We're still a long way from where we would like to be, but it is clear we are not starting from point zero. Gains have been achieved to make self-regulation a viable option. KBP and the KBP Standards Authority, our self-disciplining body, self-policing body, and networks and their ombudsman have worked on this and are working on this. The same with other media organizations. And we also have to thank media advocacy groups, we have to thank CMFR for their campaign to encourage good media practice. To recollect some points regarding those taking incidents, yes, indeed, it was a black mark for our country, and also for the media. The accusation then was that media was part of banding of the situation. Yun ang sinasabi nila. At the time, yes, we admitted that there were indeed mistakes committed by the media. We were dealing with the possibility also during the time of being made a scapegoat because there was a tendency. Although we were, of course, saying that mistakes were indeed committed, and the KBP, as a self-regulatory body, immediately summoned and asked its KBP Standards Authority to find out the culpability of its members vis-a-vis our broadcast code. While we were doing that, then came the creation of the Incident Investigation and Review Committee, known as the IIRC. And by the way, I was a member of that body composed of Secretary de Lima, Secretary Robredo, Attorney Rivarios and Teresita Amsi. Of course, you all know what happened. And, there was the findings, results were, of course, related to Malacanang, and what the government did was to, on the part of the media, endorse to KBP the cases of broadcasters and networks in question for them to be investigated based on its broadcast code, based on our code in the KBP. It is good, yes, because it was a recognition of our self-regulatory power, which we, of course, maximize and use to the fullest. The result of the investigation was mentioned partly by Tito Doro. Well, networks were censured, penalties in the form of fines and monetary considerations were also imposed on those found violated our code. The same with those individuals charged and recommended by Malacanang to be investigated.